So I'm going to show you how to log into our WordPress installation, and it's located at ctlblog.athenstech.edu. You can certainly go in and spend some time looking around here. You can see what our categories look like. You can do some searching, all of that various kinds of things. But if you scroll down here, you will see in the admin section, you will see a login link. Now in the default WordPress installation, this will say meta up here instead of admin, but I think admin makes more sense, so I changed it. So you're going to log in. Once you log in, you can choose Remember Me, and it will keep your username. I've already done this, so that's why it appears there. I'm going to go ahead and log in. And just to kind of orient you, there's some few things you can do here. I like to open the actual site within a new tab, and if you scroll over the top up here, you'll see that Visit Site. That's the actual WordPress public interface that people see. You see what we need to upgrade or at least explore. So it looks like we have a plugin that might need updating and 2 themes. If it's a theme we're not using, I may just delete those, so I'll take a look at them. Comments, we don't have any because I have turned off comments. New is a way for you to create new posts, upload new images, create a new page or a new user. Not everybody who has WordPress sees those options, but because we all have the same administrative rights, then everybody sees the same thing. Over here on the far right is how I can edit my profile and change my password, and it's also how I can log out. So looking down the left side over here, we have some of the same information. We have updates. Again, we have 3 things that need update. We have post, and post provides a tool to manage all posts and also add posts. So we can both manage what we're doing, we can delete, edit, all of that kind of stuff. We can add new, and of course we can also add and manage our categories and subcategories and add and manage our tags. Media is a way for us to be able to add new images. When we add a new image, they actually go into a little library there, so you can go in and maintain, delete if you accidentally upload something. I would not delete an image that you're using in a blog post. So once it's been used in a blog post, it's not a good idea to delete the image because then you'll have a broken image. So you don't want to do that. Pages are a way to create a static page like an about page. You could even use it for a contact page, that sort of thing. I don't sense that we'll have a whole lot of need to create pages. Pages are very static and they don't work in the same way that a blog post does, where it's a dynamically updating by date kind of thing. We've turned off categories, so really no reason to spend much time there. A few things that you may see here at a glance, that's what we're using here, and actually the Cicero theme has been modified by me, so that's all in there. You can also close or open any of these up, which is kind of nice. And then under activity here, you see that something is scheduled for July 9th. We're actually going to go in and delete that one and create a new one in a minute, and then you see what we have published last. So let's go ahead and just do a quick draft. And one of the nice things about a quick draft is that it allows you, if you just need to kind of capture your thoughts or you want to get started on a blog post, but maybe you need to finish creating some documents or whatever it may be, you can go ahead and just add a quick draft and it will sit there in an unpublished state for you that whole time. So I have just a few things that I need to edit here, and I think that does it. So you see here now we have this listed in draft, so we could click here in the edit button down here below, and that would bring up the edit toolbar. We can also go over to all post, which is what we're going to do for this particular situation. So under all posts, you see you can do some bulk things. Bulk, you have to be careful when you bulk do things because it's too easy to delete and get rid of things, but we do have a couple of things that we need to do. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and just delete this one since we're going to have a duplicate. So we're going to click on that, and then we're just going to click on trash, and you'll see that our trash number will move to 9. So it changed up here 829, and we're going to actually edit this one. So there's a couple of things you can edit here. You can edit using a regular edit button, and that gives you a lot of options. It gives you the ability to change the content, add links, add images, all that kind of stuff. Or you can do a quick edit, and quick edit is really more the organization tools. So it's things like editing the title, editing the categories. You can add a password here to a particular blog post, things like that. So we're going to look at quick edit first, and then we'll go back and look at the regular edit just so you can see how much more robust the regular edit is. So under quick edit, you see here we can edit the title. So we can do that if we wanted to. Slug has to do with how the URL is formatting, and WordPress is already set up to do that. So you don't need to worry about changing that. We do want to schedule this for Thursday though. So we're going to go ahead and change the date to Thursday, and that's going to schedule it, which means it will hold it for publication until the date that it's scheduled. We could schedule months out ahead of time if we want to, and actually this is one of my great secrets in life, is that I schedule so much of what I do way out ahead of time as far as like social media and stuff like that goes. So now you all know my secret. Since this is not a post from me, but it's more for the CTL because other people are teaching it and doing it and things like that, I'm just going to change the author to the CTL. I mentioned that I could password this, and if I password it, I just need to make sure to share the password with the people that I want to be able to access it, as well as the link to that. And I could make it private, which would be just private for me, or I could limit it to a certain audience. So categories are very important as well. Categories really serve, I think, one of the best, they're really one of the best advantages to using blogs, because each category is tied to an RSS feed. And so not only could our faculty subscribe, let's say we had a faculty member who was using either an RSS feed, or maybe they had created their own blog, or maybe they're in Blackboard and they wanted to use our feed, or the library's creating the LibGuides and wanted to use our feed, or we want to push it into Facebook or Twitter or wherever we want to push it into. We could use that using our feed for the category. So we could do Blackboard, and that would be everything that we have put into the category of Blackboard would come across that feed. And as we add new items to that particular category, it would automatically update. So this is my sort of publish once and propagate everywhere mindset, where it's like if you go ahead and you create a category and you tag it by that category, that as you're using WordPress to publish content, you can automatically send it out across the web, and also people can use those RSS feeds in all kinds of ways. I've just touched on just a few here. So since this is a training session and it's Blackboard related, I put it into the Blackboard category, which is in the Learn About category. And then since it's professional development sponsored by CTL, I'm going to go ahead and add that. And I'm going to uncheck uncategorize because I have in fact added a category for it. Now, we have comments turned off by default, so it should not make a difference whether or not comments are allowed on or off. In other words, you can turn them on or off by individual blog post. However, in this particular case, I'm going to go ahead just for safety's sake and turn off the allow comments, and I'm going to go ahead and choose published. And you may wonder why I'm going to go ahead and choose published, because I haven't reviewed what I wrote yet. Well, because this is scheduled ahead of time, I can go ahead and choose published, and it's going to be held until July 9th. So that gives me time, and in fact, I'm going to do it right now to edit that and review it. I could also make this post sticky, and what that will mean is that it's like a Post-it note on top of a piece of paper. It will stay on top of that piece of paper until I take it off. So that means that that blog post would stay on top of all of the other blog posts that we might do, as well as our RSS feed. So it would kind of it would be stuck there for a little while until I made it unsticky. So I can make it sticky, and that would keep it right there stuck to the front page on top of everything else. And then when I was ready for it to move down into its time frame where it should be in terms of the date, I would just uncheck that. So I think I've done everything that I want to do here, and I'm just going to go ahead and choose update. And you see now that it says that it is scheduled. So you remember I said that you could do more and you could do things with content, which we didn't do anything with the content. So I do want to review and make sure that the content is ready to go. So if I click on the edit, and you'll see here that I have my post. Now you see over here, I have my categories, so I could add to the categories, and if I wanted to add a new category, I could. If you add a new category, please do go ahead and think about what the parent category should be, and let's build a really awesome taxonomy while we're at it, because it will help in terms of that RSS feed. So I could do that. The other things I can do is I can add a tag, and I can also choose from the most used tags, which is helpful. So I could, in fact, go in and choose some of the things here that might be useful. There's professional development again, so that's one tag that I could add. Let's see, we have technology, so I could add that. There's a lot more tags in the tag list besides those, but I'm just going to go ahead and add those for now. So a couple of things I can do here. Of course, I can do things like the basics, bold, italics, things like that. The style sheet that I've created based upon that Cicero design may or may not override some of the stylistic things that you might want to do. That's just a note. If you change something and it doesn't look like it displays properly, it may have to do with the style sheet that I've created. In terms of adding an image, you just click on Add Media, and then if there's something in here you want to use, you can go ahead and just click on it. You can also create a new gallery, or you can upload a file. So if you upload a file, it's a drag and drop kind of thing, and it's a file upload size right now is capped at 2 megs, but if that's not enough, we can certainly update that. When you do upload an image, do make sure to give it a title, make sure to give it a caption, make sure to give it the alt text and the description. Even if the caption, alt text, and description are similar, if not the same, those are accessibility elements, and whatever we can do to help improve accessibility, not only of our website, but of the content that we create, is going to be important. So do go ahead and add those in, and I'm just going to insert post. And you can see it right here. And I'm going to just preview it so we can see what it looks like. And it's kind of low, but it's there. So I'm just going to close that back out so I can get back over here. So I can move it around. Other things that I can do is I can also move it left, right, basic things like that. There's an edit tool here where I can change some alignment, various things like that. I can edit our original file if I want to, and I can also update and replace it as well. So there's some various things I can do here. Should I decide I just don't want it at all, I can just click on remove, and it's gone. Now it still stays in our image gallery until someone goes into the image gallery and actually deletes it. So it doesn't delete it for good. It only deletes it from the actual blog post. And so I do want to add a link to our email address, and then I'm going to want to add a link to our website. So I have here, please contact the CTL for more information. So I'm going to add first a link to our email. And here's where you have to do just a tiny bit of magic. Let me move the cursor over so you can see better. So it's mail to : and our address is Athens Tech, ctl@athenstech.edu. And I'm just going to add that. And that will create all the rest of the coding that you would need to have for that. So I'm going to have, please contact the CTL or visit our website for more information. And so I'm going to add a link then to our website for that. And so I'm just going to type in our website URL, which is athenstech.edu. www.edu/ctl// and I can choose this to open in a new tab, which would mean that blog post would stay open and the CTL website would just pop open into a new window or tab, depending on how the user has their browser set up. I could also link to existing content. So let's say I wanted to build like a reading list of our Blackboard resources and materials. I could easily do that by just going through and selecting out the Blackboard post from here, and that would be a way to do that. So I've added the CTL website URL there, and I'm just going to click on Add a Link. And that part's done, and I really think that I have just about finished here. I can preview again. So you can see we have our link, everything else looks good. I'm going to close that out. I don't see anything else I need to do. Categories look good. Those are fine. We have scheduled for our status. I could change it here if I wanted to. We have visibility public. I could change it here if I wanted to. I could make it sticky again if I wanted to, but everything here looks good. And so I'm going to go ahead and save that. And if I go back to all post, then I will see that my Blackboard Learn Part 2 Assessing and Managing Your Course, it is scheduled for July. It's got now tags for professional development technology. I put it in some categories, and you can even go in and look at it a little bit more. And I think that is a quick overview of how to post and manage post within WordPress. And I hope that was helpful. Thanks.